I'm safer. There is a plethora of points that I kind of want to get across, and it might take some time, but it does involve one particular aspect that I do like about the main man. I'm not any particular admirer of the man, nor do I hate him or anything, and it appears that on the internet it's often I come across people either really like him or really don't like him. Well, I moderately like him, but to get to that point, first I need to start by describing a bit of the process of learning Tekken. So, think of your first experience when you try to play Tekken online. You go online, play some ranked match with your character, and get destroyed. So, what do you do from there? That's important because Tekken is a particular case where you have to know what the person learning Tekken wants to learn to be able to give advice. Because the core principles of Tekken that are associated with defense are locked by barriers of execution and frame data that once you practice don't become that difficult, but they require a lot of practice, and defense is something that is continuously worked on for over a period of several years so that you can get to the part where you play Tekken. So what does that mean? Well, when you play a fighting game, there are two main stages of learning the game, which is mastering the game and then playing the game. What does this mean? Mastering the game means that you have all the cards laid before you, you understand the game fully, or almost fully, you understand the characters, you understand the fundamentals and the principles of the game. And now you can play with those cards, and now you can start working into your risk-reward assessment, and basically mind games. That part is advanced. The basics like whiff punishment, block punishment, spacing, movement, Korean backdashing, those are fundamental aspects that you should already know before you get to an advanced level where you can start doing mix-ups. But when people learn Tekken, they start the other way around. Because I used to think this when I played Tekken Tech 2. Because it's easier to throw out moves and tell your opponent, hey, block this. It's easier to do a mix-up than it is for you on the receiving end to envelop yourself with the opponent and defend and dodge and weave and block and punish. So I've come to find over time that it actually takes more effort to do mix-ups, but it takes more effort to prepare defense. The preparation is the essence here. The time that you take to learn defense is superior than, well, how do I put it? Once you acquire your principles for defense, once you go over every character and you understand, okay, this character plays at this range, these are the moves that I have to watch out for, this is my character, he has this and this and this punishers, and I can do these moves to whiff punish that. You know, you understanding yourself and the other character. Once you acquire that, then you can go into online ranked and you can be basically almost unstoppable. Well, considering that you can actually play and it's not a 3-bar with enormous lag, for example. Because then it's going to be very hard playing defense. But most people play in that environment. I was getting back to the part where I said about defense. So once you acquire that, the preparation, the work you have to do to get that defense is incredible. You have to acquire so much data and internalize it. You don't need to just know that that move is minus 15, or you can sidestep to that side, you have to apply it. That's hard. That's the hard part about it. When you go in to find a tutorial for a character, you see, hey, top 10 moves. Maybe if I can learn this character, I'll be able to fight against it. Yeah, sure, exactly. Well, you learn that, you use those top 10 moves, and maybe you play some matches, but then you still get destroyed because the strings and the moves that top players teach you that you shouldn't use, there's a reason why you shouldn't use them, because maybe they have predictable endings. For example, Jin's back forward 2-1-1. No, what? Back forward 2-1-2, sorry. Second hit is a high. I know that there's a mix-up with 3, but the second hit is a high, so you can probably fuzzy guard it or something. And you can launch it. Well, here's an easier example. For example, Junkyard Kick. Back 2, 3, 4. Low, right? Well, the second hit is low. It's always a low. Any other hit is going to be a high. Back 2-2 is a high. Back 2-1 is a high. So what you do when you see back 2 is you duck. You press down forward. If a high comes out, you'll launch it. If the low comes out, you'll parry it. If nothing else comes out, you go back to the neutral block. These small details are in each character, but they're hard to apply, because you see back 2, and you'll get hit by the low, and you're like, damn it, now I'm gonna have to eat whatever comes next, because maybe your reactions aren't on point, or whatever. These strings, even though top players tell you not to use them, you will see them online, and if you don't know how to punish them, you will get mongoed, you will get destroyed. So when you have so much information in the game, and when one of the principal aspects, which is movement, distance yourself from the opponent, Korean backdash, when movement is locked away by execution. I mean, sure. When I do it, I guess it's not that difficult. But I mean, I spent a lot of time with the game. But if you're telling somebody new that for you to get away from the opponent, you have to do back, down, back, then back, down, back. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of effort that you put into movement. If you go to Soul Calibur 6, if you go to Soul Calibur or Street Fighter, well, you want to walk back, you just press back. You can jump straight into the spacing aspect without having to practice it. So that's important, because people now, well, not now, but people online, what they're going to do is, you know what, whatever. I don't want to reach that competitive top level or whatever. I just want to have fun with the game. So they learn how to attack. They learn Tekken backwards, basically, because it's easier. It's easier to apply in the moment. But once you acquire that defense that I said, I'm repeating myself. But I mean, the reward is obviously on the defensive side. Characters are balanced around defense, and also around competitive gameplay, and well, for casuals, I guess, because they make up the most amount of people that play the game. And I'm not talking about the people who ask for Anna and Lei and Julia, then they play them for 1 week and they drop them. I mean, sure, those count too, but I mean people that continuously play the game, but over the span of years, they keep playing the same way because they really can't be bothered to learn anything else. And I do have some examples, but I won't name names because whatever. It's not really relevant. I think that top level players sometimes might forget how hard it is to acquire that defense and use it. When you look at a character's move list, right? Those top 10 moves exist because the purpose of defense is to minimize your opponent's options. People hate Elise online. You put yourself at mid-range and you have to worry about, oh, she's gonna do her stance her dash stats. And she has a homing that launches. It's a high, and she has a mid. So if I duck the homing, then I'm gonna get hit by the mid. She has a sweep. I'm gonna get hit by the low. But then you sidestep right at mid range. You sidestep right, and you duck. Well, suddenly Elisa doesn't have those options anymore. You deleted her options from mid range. Now what? Well, now Elisa has to get in, and her lows aren't that good. So how is she gonna open you up? You just minimize the opponent's options. It's a simple example. I mean, obviously there's more to Elisa than just, whoa, sidestep right and duck from mid-range. Because if you're in close range, you have to sidestep left. There's more to it than that. But that was a simple example of how you can take defense and tell your opponent, you cannot use these moves against me. Don't use them. And if they keep using them, they will get punished through defense. That's how powerful defense is. Teaching this to somebody, I mean, it's only because there are so many situations in the game that it's so very hard to apply. But a top player, it's second nature to them. They do it, right? And they can evaluate the character based on that. But somebody else who doesn't have all those reactions that are already developed, those strategies, those concepts, those using spacing to bait a whiff, to achieve this, to minimize the level of... basically to reduce the opponent's moveset. It's not the same. They don't have the same mentality. So when you look at the tier list, you see Devil Jin up top. And Jin too. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna play these characters, they're top tier. Good luck with that. I mean, if you are good at the game, then Jin and Devil Jin, they will definitely help you. And Steve too. But those characters are good up there, not because of how easy they are, it's because of how absolutely potent they can be when you unlock their full potential, when you can already play the game, when you are already at a mastery level of the game. Not when you're starting out. Because if Devil Jin excels at whiff punishment and block punishment, because he has electric, well, I mean, Devil Jin excels at everything, but if he excels at those particular aspects, well, you can't do electrics, so what are you going to whiff punish? No, actually, how are you going to whiff punish if you can't even backdash cancel? Or you can't move around, or you can't sidestep effectively, or you don't know which way to sidestep, or your opponent throws out something that's minus 12 and you're like, oops, oh, I don't know how to punish that. Or maybe they throw out something that's safe, and you throw out a jab, and what do? They duck launch you, because they predicted the thing. Maybe you reacted too late to hop kick online, and they did duck launch. Because that's an online strategy. Hop kick, duck, because people are gonna try to jab you, and then you didn't react quick enough to the hop kick. Now you're up in the air. So what do you turn to? Mix-ups. Oh, I'm gonna pick Josie. I'm gonna pick Katarina. I'm gonna pick Noctis. Ora! How funny is that? I'm gonna pick Katarina and do the full screen low. I'm gonna do hop kick, massive range. Back to the original point. When you want to teach somebody Tekken, somebody walks up to you and says, "Hey, teach me Tekken. I like this game. How about you give me some tips?" You go like, "Oops. Oh boy. Here we go." You have to know what level they want to play in. If they're like, "Oh, I just want to have some fun, play for some time." When somebody wants to learn, a game or something, it doesn't mean I want to play this game for 2 years, and only then I will learn the game. Do you know the level of commitment, dedication, and time that it's needed? So, what I like about the main man is that he understands this difference of, you know, between top players and people who just want to play the game rather casually and play some online ranked battling, whatever. That's important when discussing, well, tier lists, the character's capabilities and whatnot, because most people aren't here. They're here, and they just want to have some fun doing. They just want to do some cool moves and combos, right? Now, obviously, for competitive gameplay, you're not going to nerf Noctis. For example, from Season 1, that's what I mean. In Season 1, they buffed Noctis because they thought, hey, this character has some good moves, but competitively, he's being placed a little bit down there. So they buffed him a little. But they killed the casuals because of it. Oh, Noctis now is an online menace. That down back 2 that knocks down? Boy, how do you get around that if you're at this level and you don't know how to move around effectively? Well, dash up to him and block. Sidestep left. Wait, sidestep? How do I get away? There's a lot going on. You have to understand both perspectives. And sometimes I feel like the top players kind of ignore that. And they're like, just get good, man. Just punish. Just walk up and sidestep left. Easy. Easy. It's not easy. It's not. And it's not complicated. Maybe the concepts are simple. But they have very hard applications. You know how Mishimas can be so strong, but they do have hard applications. You need all these skills as a player to be able to apply them and actually be a menace. That's why when I see an online Jin or Kazuya, actually any type of Mishima that isn't Heihachi, because, well, I have a particular weakness against Heihachi. He's very good at pressure. But if it's Kazuya Jin or Devil Jin online, I'm like, okay, this is probably 3 points. Unless the player is actually good or decent. Because then you have a player that doesn't know how to use these principles that I've just talked about. And he's just opening himself up. He doesn't know how to use the character. Doesn't matter if he's top tier. Well, I hope that does clear up, I hope that does explain a bit where I'm coming from. Getting good at Tekken requires so much time and effort that you can't really expect everybody to just you go there. Oh, just go walk up and sidestep. Oh, just back fuzzy guard. Yeah, fuzzy guard Miguel's 4421, 4422. Fuzzy guard that. Yeah. Learn the specific timing for that specific move in the eventuality that you will meet this character out of 40 something. Just do it. It's easy. It's not. Could you stop that? It won't be stopped. But anyway, I think I got my point across here. See you next time.